Okay, so as promised in my last video, it's that time again. Time to go to the streets and talk about Eida, because by far the most important character in Two Blue Vortex, or the most important woman at least, continues to be the streets and Eida and the choices that she makes. So let's get to it. Alright, what's going on everybody? This is your Anime Legacy, and like I said in the intro, it's that time again. Time to talk about Eida for the umpteenth time. But after chapter 15 of Two Blue Vortex, it's time to have a real deep, in-depth conversation and not just talking about Eida here and there, because with all the stuff that's going on, she's got a really big decision to make. So before we get into that decision, let's talk about Eida's character in general. Now, if you've watched my channel, and thank you for the few people who have, you know that I call Eida the streets. Why do I do this? Well, in case you haven't picked up on it, Eida is a kind of commentary on the modern woman per se. And sorry to some of you females out here who may want to disagree, but let's tell the truth. The way Eida was brought out, she was brought out like a boss chick. I mean, we all seen episode 87 of Next Generation. I mean, she got the spotlight. I mean, went from her head to her eyes to her lips to her body, and then she walk out the whole containment thing, and then look cold in the eye and be like, go ahead and try it, knowing full well he can't kill her because of her Senrigan abilities. I mean, this chick comes out and is presented from the point she comes out in the manga. I don't remember when she came out in the manga, to chapter 80 of to the aftermath of omnipotence, as being large and in charge. Matter of fact, there are two times that she tells somebody, not to tell her what to do. The first time is, I think, during the cold actuation arc, when Boruto was trying to get her to look in on Cold, or I don't really remember. I think it's like I know it was after she got there, and Boruto wanted her to look in on something, and she looked at Boruto like point blank and said, "Hey, don't tell me what to do. I do what I want, how I want, when I want." And then she looked up at Shikamaru and said, "Hey, I'm not just talking to him. I'm talking to you too." And then, we get to the aftermath of the omnipotence, and she's Boruto's telling her something that he wants her to tell Kawaki, and she's sitting there blushing and acting all like, don't tell me what to do, Boruto-kun, because, Boruto put that bass in his voice. Say, hey, babe, need you to do this. Like, put that bass in his voice, like, put pimp. So, from that point on, Eida has been written technically in decline because she started paying the consequences of her actions. I mean, she chose Kawaki over Boruto because Kawaki, for whatever reason, excited her. She got excited by the fact of how he manipulated Ishiki into getting himself killed. That excited her when she was in the little containment field, showing you that while she was in there, she was still very much able to see things and know what was going on in the world using her Senringan. But also, when we come to chapter 80, we find out that Eida calls Kawaki's actions against Boruto with omnipotence, cowardly. And this is a key thing to talk about with Eida's character. And one of the things I think that even people like Naruto Explained get confused about when they talk about the whole treaty. The treaty is technically the fulfillment of what Shikamaru told Boruto when Eida first got there. He had two conversations when Eida first got there. He had a conversation with Sarada and Samiri and said, yeah, if Eida get out of line, you all gonna have to stop her. And he told Boruto, he said, hey, if Kawaki can't raise her up, you guys, we gonna need you to be like your daddy and do that talk no jutsu, or in this case, pimp no jutsu, cause you gonna have to raise up, cause we need this woman on our side. She is too dangerous of a factor, especially with Damon at her side right now for the time being, to be left as a loose end. And with the genius writing and the genius tool of omnipotence, now we have this conversation flipped, because now Boruto has to steal Eida away from Konoha to save Konoha, because they're under the influence of omnipotence and don't know what's going on in the world and aren't willing to work with him to save the world. I mean, we just got Kawaki in chapter 15 to agree to a truce with Boruto. That being said, again, and this is where I'm going to take the conversation next, what I said in my last video about, Naruto being the worst Hokage ever, again, the reason I said that is because the people who are the strongest in Konoha, not named Himawari, are not in control of their own bodies, and even if they weren't, they don't have the loyalty to Konoha that Boruto does. Everything is connected to Kawaki's lie. The best thing that happened for Konoha is that Himawari got her plushie. Because without that, Konoha would be the weakest village in the world. Konoha has nothing. Sarada can't do anything but go around and put out flyers to talk about, Boruto being the son of Naruto. Sumire can't even, as Naruto Explained said in his video talking about Amato, can't even outwit Amato. So there's nobody in Konoha not named Himawari that is even a real threat. I mean, if we want to talk about the Shinju, we all saw what happened to Inojin when he went up against the Shinju. I mean, if it wasn't for, again, Himawari we be talking about him as far as the donut club. We enjoying the donut club with A-Step. You know, not a good look. Not a good look. So at this point, we need Eida to make the right choice. And you know, when people talk about Eida's watching, everything in her character is building up to that choice because she's getting the contrast between two men. Everything Kawaki does is consequential, and it's like, yeah, Kawaki may have a justifiable reason for what he's doing, but because he's abandoned the way of the ninja and the teachings of the will of fire for science, he doesn't even think about the Uzumaki, which again is another reason why I'll go back to my, get back for Boruto video, where I said that one of the things that Boruto could do to restore himself, his legacy spiritually, is to bring back the Uzumaki clan. Because if we bring in the Uzumaki clan, that deals with Momoshiki, because we already got Inosuke sealed in the moon. Kage is still there. She's still in the moon. We ain't let her out. Will she get out? I don't know. But as far as we know, she's still in the moon with Black Zetsu. So, we can seal these people away. And Momoshiki is just a possessing spirit now. He's not an entity. He cannot take over Boruto's body. He can hijack his mind and make him do things against his will, yes. But he cannot, hijack his body and resurrect himself as he wanted to, before, Boruto almost joined the Donut Club. So, we need Eida on Boruto's side because we need Boruto to gain stable allies. And in truth, we don't even know if it's possible again because of everything that's happened. Because we don't know, like I said in the last video, if you think Amato ain't got no way of controlling Eida and Damon, you ain't paying attention. You ain't been paying attention to me. You ain't paying attention to Naruto Explain. You ain't paying attention to nobody who been saying this. This man Amato is a threat. This man Amato is out here working. Can't take nothing he say on face value at all. At all. So, we just shooting shots here. But for a writing situation, it's a great situation for us to be in as readers because it makes the character interesting. Will she make the choice that Karin couldn't make because she has that contrast like Karin did when she saw Naruto after the five Kage Summon arc, where she can see the contrast between light and dark. Karin chose to stay with Orochimaru and Sasuke. Will Eida stay with Kawaki in this toxic, abusive, and manipulative relationship? Or will she, like the little rabbit man in Ari Frenella, do what she can to attain freedom? And even if she doesn't do that with Boruto, because she's going to find out that Amato got control over Kawaki and probably has control over her, she's going to want freedom. So we're going to see what she will do to get that freedom. But, like I said, this is just my take. Like to hear yours. If you liked anything you heard, please like and subscribe to the channel. Since I did the Ari Frenella one live on Monday, last Tuesday, I'll probably try to do a live for Fairy Tail 100 tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. And I'll catch you in the next one.